For a long time there, Barbara's been winning just lately, and it just poised there on 27. Barbara's prediction for a long time, actually, was worried. But yes, I made it. In fact, it's gone to 29 degrees, to be very honest with you. Absolutely elated. You know, don't get to win too many times against Barbara. She's really good at it. She is. Friday, November 27th. And, well, I tell you what, let's do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
You know, I was going to say let's go to Nashville, but we're not. We're actually going to go to Florida today and join Cat Beach live. And for you guys that are joining us right now on Facebook, thank you. It is a welcome pleasure to have you guys with us. And if you're going to be watching it a little later on, you know, on YouTube, yeah, sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. You know what I'm talking about. You do. And you'll get all the notifications then. You will. But we're talking to Cat Beach live here at Galaxy. And, well, we better get after it. You're right here at Galaxy. So, Kat, it is an absolute pleasure to have you.
I'm so thrilled to be here.
I got to let you know, we are in 64 countries at the moment and 97 cities.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we're global.
Oh,
We are so global.
I love that.
And we have a lot online right now. I'll give you the stats after we do the show.
Yeah.
Because
Hi,
we want to
again.
know how many we're going
Thank
to end
you
up
for
with, not
joining
how many
us.
we're starting with, right?
Absolutely.
Either that or we end up
Neat
winning at the
cat.
wrong end.
Exactly right.
By the way, Kat, I must warn you, this will be like no other interview you've ever done before, and I apologise now.
I'm excited about it, so if it's like nothing else, I'm going to enjoy it.
Well, I don't kind of ask the 12 rigid questions. It's more like, let's have a bit of fun. Let's have a bit of light-hearted humour. But let's also talk about your music. Talk about you as a songwriter, as a performer, stuff like that. Let's tell our audio audience all about Cat Beach and what her aspirations are. Let's bring you to the world, because believe me, we are global.
Oh, this is going to be great. Actually, I'm excited about that.
Nice.
The one thing about me, I'm not shy, but
That's
I'll
good.
talk. And there's actually some real deep stuff behind it, so I'm excited.
Awesome. And believe me, I
So
am
ask away. You can ask me anything. Nothing's off topic. I'll answer anything.
nice. Well, believe me, as I said, I like to have a bit of fun, so we don't want to get too serious, but you know, we want to be able to tell our audience, because believe me, as I said to you, it blew up our internet. They want to know more about Cat Beach. They want to know more about your music. The next song we have up after this is Time to Shine. I think that's appropriate because it is time to shine.
Amen to that. Yes.
We've got Go to
Bring it
Work.
on.
We've got Go to Work after that. My pick is Busted, which is, yeah, like, I got to be honest.
That's a funny country one.
It's kind of my favourite. To be honest.
There's a story behind that one too. So.
And well, everybody's kind of requested, does this groove make my butt look big? Yeah.
Wait till you hear who I wrote that for.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. Let's go live to the
Iconic
next.
bass player. Wait, ask me that question. You're going to laugh.
I will. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 26 after 11 o'clock, a couple of 11s in there. There's a little something going on with that. 29 degrees downtown, I'm happy about that. It's hot. It is damned hot. And it's going to get hotter through the summer, believe me. I'm looking at about, low 40s this summer. Be prepared. I won't be wrong. Friday, November the 27th, coming into a brand spanking new weekend. But let's just step back maybe a few hours into Thanksgiving over in the United States. And I couldn't be happier because, the last thing you want to do after having a Thanksgiving is talk to somebody in New Zealand. And, I kind of think there might be a little sadism there. Just a little. To be able to put yourself through it, especially talking to a Kiwi. Cat Beach, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here on Thanksgiving Day.
I admire your courage. I really, really do. Believe me, after this, you may need, I don't know, either therapy or a good bottle of something stiff.
I was about to say a bottle of scotch.
In fact, I wouldn't blame you if you started now, to be very honest with you. But if
What
you
did you think was in my cup? No, I'm just kidding.
kind of makes you wonder about Irish coffee, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, it's so fabulous. Okay, notice I have two cups.
I did notice that. Hold on, and I've got my glasses on. I know I saw that.
Is that humorous?
Yeah, sleight of
Had to
hand.
do it.
Yeah.
Never silent moment with Kat.
Nice. Now, we're joining you today out of Florida, but you've spent quite a bit of time in Nashville. Now, believe me, I've been to Nashville myself. In fact, I used to live just a wee way from Nashville in a little town called Newport.
Nashville was my home for 11 years. I literally just moved down.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, I see that you performed at a number of places, a couple of them here. Literally, I've been to, like B.B. King's, for instance. I've been there. Third and Lindsley and 12th and Porter. I've always wondered, did they not get it? Can they not name a street? Why a number?
Why can't they just give, some of them are named, I don't know, interesting because all of them in Nashville, 8th Street, 3rd and Lindsley, just call it the hot spot that everybody wants to go to. I don't know.
I would understand. I would understand if the Muppets lived there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
down on 9th and 3rd. Yeah, 12th and 3rd. There you go. Believe me, I could, but I got this thing, I got to be honest with you, Kat, I like to name things. Okay?
Love it.
Now, I want to tell you a little bit about New Zealand. We're made up of 3 islands, right? Little one, right down the bottom, is called Stewart. Okay, that's where the imagination stopped because the next one's called South.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And the one South Island, and the one after that, where we are right now, is North Island. I reckon we need some names. I mean, Stewart is a manly name. What the heck is South?
South, welcome to Nashville because you're going to get just numbers. So what the heck is all?
Exactly. Now, having said that,
why didn't they just name it Beach Street? No,
well, yeah, exactly. I'm sure all the beaches in the world would absolutely love to have a street named after them.
They'd love it unless you were up in Boston and you went to Beach Street and you don't even want to know what's on Beach Street in Boston.
Well, there you go. Actually, I kind of get what you mean now. I was actually born in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh.
And that place has its own moments as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't know you were from Arizona. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, hence
Love Arizona.
Hence the flag behind me. I'm still patriotic, but I was brought up here since I was, about 2 years of age, to be honest. I would say I don't speak a lot of American, but, I kind of make up for it in my looks.
Right. Brilliantly done.
Absolutely.
Brilliantly done.
Now, we kicked this off, Kat, with Get After It. Absolutely love this track. Tell me about it. How did you come to the lyrics?
Fun song. Actually, it's myself and Ned Albright. So my songwriting partner is in Los Angeles. And I was in Nashville at the time. We had done Go to Work, Get After It, and Win. Interesting moment. There's been a side of my life, and I'm really blessed that it was a part of my life. Health and wellness has been a part of my life, and thank God for that, because had I not had that in my life, when you're in the music industry and you're knee deep in it, it can knock you off the back end of the boat. But it was always there, and I wanted to put together a seminar series to help people with something I'll talk to you about in a minute, with panic disorder and health and wellness. And I called him. I said, you know what, Ned, we got to write some songs that really feel like a class, like for people who are listening to it. If you want to go walking outside, if you're feeling cooped up, if you want to just put the song on, because the music was meant to get you going and get after it. So the big thing in my life is go get life. You'll see my email is gogetlife@gmail.com. So go get life, get after it, win. It became a moment in Nashville where I recognized that I was feeling, the word is not defeated, but I was feeling like I had been wrung out. So when you're there long enough, you're in it long enough, you feel a little wrung out. And I know that Ned had felt a little bit of that in Los Angeles. It's just par for the course, you know that, Brent. So I said, let's just write something that's inspiring, and let's try to put a seminar series behind it. And that's what we did. I literally wrote, I'd say Get After It was written in an hour. I wrote all of my inspirational thoughts and my things, and I sent them out to Ned, and he sent them back, and we went back and forth. And he has this great group of musicians out in Los Angeles, Lee Sklar and Dean Parks and Herman Matthews, who are just tremendous. Gia and Kim are harmony vocalists. They've just all come together, and that's the one awesome part about musicians that I really love, and I just want to throw this out there. They really support one another in the element. So if something's coming out, and no matter where you're at in the moment, they jump in. And so they jumped into this moment with us, and that's where Get After It came from that. And by the way, just for humor's sake, when we did that in Nissan Stadium, that very end part where you hear the pause and it's a beat, it's an off beat, it's not a 4/4 time on that one, and I can't tell you how many times we were like, get, oh gosh, Kat, could you please stop coming in so soon? Hey, listen, I'm trying, guys. That's a behind the scenes moment for Get After It, when you do it live, and so that's where that came from.
Well, I got to let you know, Kat, 37, 38 years as a studio engineer myself, have done my time there. Also front of house as well, toured around the world with a number of very big name bands over the years, and Get After It was the very first song that I heard of yours. Now, I got to let you know, not easy getting an interview here at Galaxy. I got to be very honest with you. Barbara and the team here get about 30 bands a day wanting to be interviewed, want to do the promotions, want to do the giveaways, want to do the whole enchilada, if you want to put it like that. But yes, keeping in mind, there's only a certain amount of time in the week that we can actually do these, you know what I mean? And give it the right amount of time, the certain respects that each and every one deserves. So, getting 30 a day, just impossible. It's not going to work, really. So Barbara takes it to production and Barbara work it out literally down to a manageable amount. Then it goes to a board. Any given board meeting, it could be 8, could be 12 people. They pick and choose what they think is their best, if you know what I mean. Keeping in mind, they only want the best. It's our reputation, it's our image that they are more concerned about. You know what I mean? Then Barbara gives it to me. Now, I get it in a little USB kind of device that I Bluetooth to my stereo, and it gives me no information. I don't get the title of the song, I don't get the artist, nothing like that. It's on the merits of the music. because it's up to me whether I want to do the interview. End of the story. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I listen to the music. I actually do it in my car. I got to be honest with you. I do it in my car for two reasons. First reason, nobody can influence me on whether or not I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be on its merits. I gotta like it. I really do.
Yes.
This work and Get After It was the very first song that I heard. Loved it instantly. By the way, the other reason is, well, truth be told, nobody else wants to drive with me.
Are you just one of those crazy drivers?
They think going sideways weird.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
it's either sideways or no ways at all.
Well, you see, Barbara's son is a New Zealand stock car driver. He goes sideways around the track all the time. He's a New Zealand champion too, by the way. But
Oh, really?
where yeah, literally. But where we are right here, we're actually in between three major cities. Now, we did this for economic reasons. You know, it's cheaper here than in the big cities, right? And we're in a little milling town, forestry everywhere, literally. And, well, they have these wonderful fire breaks, and I know where the keys are to the gate. So, I go driving, and, well, you know, you can have some fun, right? And I got the perfect car to do it in, and I got to be honest with you, when I first heard Get After It, I literally pulled the car over at a very, very picturesque area. I really, really did. You were overlooking a valley, everything like that. Turned the stereo right on up, set it back on the start again, and cracked the cold one, and damn well enjoyed it.
Yes. Yes.
That right away, Kat, that told me right away that I couldn't wait to do this interview. You know, I'm thinking to myself, Kat's time. It is Kat's time to shine. So, I kind of figure, Kat, tell me, how is it your time to shine? Tell me about time to shine.
Time to shine. That's personal. That was, and I'll try not to. I'm long-winded by nature. Everybody knows that. I'll never ever not be. But Time to Shine was written by myself and several other artists in Nashville. So we were at a music award ceremony, and it was to close the award ceremony in Nashville. Matter of fact, at Nissan Stadium. And so we got together, and I said, guys, we want to write a song. This was literally to inspire other artists, and that feeling. So you'll know in those lyrics, they're really, you know, they're really talking about. Listen, you got to love this to be in it. You got to be willing to bleed to be in it. You got to be willing to love it so deeply that you'll go all the extra mile, even if it hurts. Even if you're in, in debt, even if you are crying because it's too late, whatever it is, you just got to dig deep in it, and it's your time to shine. So that was written literally for other indie artists. And as we started getting through it in the studio, we started, this is for a lot of people in their moment when they don't feel like, you know, I'm not busting through. I'm not getting where I want to be. One of my earlier songs, Your Given Road, I can't find my given road. But this is your time to shine. And so for everybody who listens to that song, which is very interesting for me, April did the harmony vocals for that and did an incredible job on the chorus. We did that song very, very quickly in recording because we had to have it over to the award show within 48 hours. We had a 2-hour turnaround, 2-day turnaround, and April goes, no, we have to re-record. I said, no, we're going to take this. It's going to be like a one and done type of moment. So we put it all together. We went right back through because we did a couple mishaps, but I will tell you, blessing, that song is to tell everybody, listen, don't give up. Listen to the lyrics. Don't give up. You got to really believe in this if you want to get after it. And so, yeah, Time to Shine is, I love that song.
Well,
I owe that to my other musicians.
Well, I got to let you know, Kat, right now, Nairobi tuning in, absolutely loving this. They've asked for Time to Shine. Here's Kat Beach at Galaxy. I love your outfit.
What's that, honey?
I love your outfit.
Thank you. I love doing this. This is so valuable to me. The music is so important, and I never get a chance to really, other than on radio, to really share. A lot of indie artists don't get a moment to really share why they wrote the song, why it was so important. And so thank you. I really am appreciative, because this music was written for a reason. Time to Shine was really valuable.
There you go. Literally, as I said, 64 countries right now tuned in. Believe me, everybody's
awesome.
Getting a chance to hear Cat Beach right now. And I'll let you know how many actually participated in this interview when we've finished it. As I said, we need to know these numbers. You will
And
be...
did you just say Nairobi?
Nairobi, yeah, absolutely.
What's his name? One we interviewed the other day.
Shimano
Shimano.
from Sauti Soul. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is...
Well, literally, we're everywhere. We've got West
Move-
Island tuned in right now as well.
Penny too.
We have moved, but we got New Zealand tuned in as well.
Oh, yeah, of course, better.
Yeah,
I'm coming to
exactly.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
I don't care when they lift this COVID experience, which I did, by the way. I had COVID-19.
Really? What was it
I had
like?
blood work to prove that I had the antibodies. It wasn't really thrilling, but I lost my smell and my taste for 19 to 20 days. I went into New York. I was on business right when it was coming out.
Okay.
It was it was with something. It was called Quibi. Quibi actually never made it. It was that online streaming.
Right.
It was an incredible opportunity, and I came back, and 8 days later, party was over for me. I thought, wow, these are the worst allergies I've ever had in my life. I was in Nashville at the time. They didn't tell me. Nobody knew it was a part of COVID.
Oh. Okay. So next, I actually want to talk to you about the ISSA.
Okay.
Also, Little Birdie told me that you're a friend of our girl Michelle's.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well,
Michelle Lee, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll give her a quick shout out. Now, nobody told me this. You see, these guys like putting up professionals up against me. And nobody told me that you're a former associate producer, creative services with WSBN Channel 7.
Boss.
Yeah, well,
Miami.
WTF, Barbara.
I was an associate producer for, and that's when I realized it's not good to be at a news station when you're long-winded. No, that's when I realized my degrees in broadcast journalism and also in classical theater and all of those are long-winded.
Do you know something, Kat? I went through university and I ended up, my very first job was with almost the #1 station in the country at the time. They were pirates. They ran against the government and everybody listened to them. In fact, they started out on a boat at the 12-mile limit broadcasting from there. Right?
Oh wait, is this down in the Keys? Wait, is this I'm trying to think of the name of it. Or out. Oh wait, we'll talk about it because I know it'll come at the end of the song. But I want to hear that.
Yeah, Radio Harrogate it was called, and we were on a boat called the Turi back in the day. Now, when I left university, the Turi had sunk and they were moving into a brand new building. And, well, we used to get up to all sorts of mischief. I got to be honest with you, but I was never a pirate. I was never one of the ones that was on the boat. You know what I mean? But
yes, I do.
We had our morning pirates, which was the breakfast crew. And I'll tell you more about the story as we go through, but
I'm going to know about it.
will have to ask you about the ISSA, and I also want to ask you a fan question. I'll get one pumped through. I do have a voice in my head, my producer. She talks to me, gives me questions, stats, everything like that as we go.
Perfect. I'm in it to win it. Whatever you need.
Galaxy.
So it's like this. I'm sitting out in the middle of a bush, listening to my car stereo, cranking it up, having a couple of quiet ones, I got to be honest with you, and absolutely going, yes, this is what I'm looking for. It is about time. We're joined by Cat Beach, and I'm absolutely excited to do that. I really, really am, because, you know, I want to get a few questions down and out and answered. Now, this is a female singer-songwriter from and Songwriter of the Year for the ISSA. You know what that is, International Singer-Songwriters Association. Yeah, absolutely. Single of the Year, Get After It, which we kicked off the show with 2019. Now, what's it like? Actually, and you're a gold awardist. What's it like receiving such an accolade?
It was phenomenal. First off, it was wonderful because what I got to see at ISSA, and thank you to Tammany Dove who put it together in Georgia, was everybody. All of these international artists, independent artists from everywhere, from all over the world, literally have come in to be part of this. Not this last year because of COVID, but the year before. You're literally seeing in person all the people you've been communicating with online, and listening to their music and sharing back and forth and having this great community with. And that was a blessing to be part of it. Was not expecting the award, so I'll be honest with you. I just went and wanted to be part of the experience of just loving everybody out loud. That's a big deal. If you're going to be in the world of music, not only do you have to love your own music and really get into your own experience in your space, you gotta love everybody else's music and their experience and their space and what is different and unique and awesome about them. And I'm sitting with hundreds of other people to experience this moment, loving it and seeing the performances. And when they called my name for gold, you know, because they do the bronze, silver, gold, and I had my publicist with me, and she goes, "Kat, go up there." And I looked at her kind of like, wait a minute, they called my name? I mean, it was such a moment. I think probably the most awesome moment of getting, so it was gold, Get After It for Songwriter of the Year, I'm sorry, Female Songwriter of the Year, and then Single of the Year. So it was a blessing to walk away with two. And I'm going to be humble about it to say that it was purely a blessing. I will say that in that blessing, what I loved was being able to say thank you to all of the people who made it happen. Yes, I sang. Yes, I performed. Yes, I did, you know, the 4 a.m. Get up and get on the plane, get on the bus. Yes, I did all those moments. But they call it the 4 a.m. lobby call. But what I loved was being able to say thank you to the musicians who made it happen. Thank you to my songwriting partner. Thank you to my publicist. Thank you to the people who took all of the video. You know, Betts Wilson, Tom Schaefer. These are people who have been with me since 2008. They didn't have to be. They just felt like they were part of a community, and that community it gripped. And what I loved about the moment, no joke, was being able to get up there and say thank you to everybody and to look out at an awesome group of people who honestly were willing to do whatever it took. And this is not about being uber talented or not uber talented. It's about being in love with what you do. And I'm looking at a group of people who were madly in love with what they do, and they were willing to do whatever it took to do it. And to me, to look out at an audience like that was awesome. And so that was my ISSA experience, my Josie Music Award experience, my IMEA experience. These were different award shows. You just look out and go, these are people who just are in love with what they do and they want to share. And to hope, maybe hope is probably the most valuable word I can use, to have that deep hope and desire and want to share and hope it changes somebody's life. That was, to me, that's amazing. I'm awestruck by that.
You know, Kat, got a bit of feedback there. Sorry about that. You know, Kat, I fully understand that. You also mentioned the Josie Awards there. It would be remiss of me if I didn't mention, now I know that you have a friend that we know, Michelle Lee.
Michelle Lee and D-Rock. Yeah, these are people who I love dearly. And yes, Michelle Lee is awesome.
And we can't leave out, of course, Amara Shea as well. Absolutely stunning artist of the future there. Got to be honest with you. Very talented young lady. But Michelle Lee, 10-time Josie. Who does 10 times? Michelle Lee does, and she's a legend. She really is. She's the queen of country here at Galaxy, and
Great. Love her.
she's coming back for a Christmas show that we're doing very, very shortly as well. Looking forward to catching up with her. And we always give her man, Roger, a bit of stick about his baseballs. He's got a huge collection of those, you know. Yeah. Highly polished balls, apparently.
Apparently so.
Well,
and that's how you should have them.
Yep, exactly.
I probably shouldn't have said that on radio.
No, not unless they're numerised in you know, all in alphabetical order, right? That's the way.
I will say there's something about Michelle Lee and people that I love dearly, and I have been on stage with D-Rock. I'm not sure. Are you familiar with D-Rock?
Oh, yeah, he's
doing
actually the king of country music here at Galaxy. I mean,
Yes.
This happened before they actually collaborated and made, you know, a hit single. We knew both of them. We actually, we never considered it, actually, because D-Rock is my dreadhead bro.
Yes. I love it.
He is.
Yes. D is awesome. They are incredible. I just love them. I just love their vibe. I love their energy, and I love their stick to it glue, because that's what it takes.
It does.
It's interesting for the people who are listening, for all of the audience. It's so important to know that it takes a lot of that glue, that inner gut heart desire that says, I want to share my life with you. It's important to do that, and Dee does that. Michelle does that. I do that. I've countless other people here in Florida that I've met, in Nashville, that I know that no matter what happens, good, bad, or ugly, they will stick to that glue because they want their audience to feel what they're feeling. And I think that's really amazing. So anyways, Michelle does that. I love her music, and she's got that Christmas single coming out. I'll go off topic. You know me. I'll be long-winded, Kat. But Michelle, doesn't she have she has a brand new single, Christmas single coming out?
Yeah, and believe me, she's going to actually be playing it on our Christmas show coming up on the 21st of December. Look for it. Believe me, going to be a great time, actually. Not only this year are we going to be including superstar artists, but this year we're actually going to be including some of our fans. We thought it's time to give the fans a chance to have a voice and say something moreover to the artists and the great job that the artists do. And believe me, Kat, without people like you, I wouldn't have a job. Just keep going, will you? Keep coming and bring me new music all the time. Will you do that? Will you come back again and bring me new stuff?
You bet your bottom dollar. I promise I will. I promise I will. I'm working on some new stuff now, so yes.
Nice. And believe me, I do have a fan question for you, to be honest with you, Kat.
Yeah.
How does a fan get in touch with you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Kat, do you respond?
Interestingly enough, yes. It is me personally who is responding. And yes, honestly, for everybody listening, Go Get Life is my Gmail. Go Get Life. You'll see it on my Facebook, my Instagram, Kat Beach _music. Facebook is Kat Beach, not music, but Kat Beach. Same thing with Twitter, but Go Get Life. Everybody remember it. Send me an email if you're having a bad day, if you're having a good day, if you want some advice, if you want some music, just communicate with me. I communicate back because that's why I do what I do. And that's not me being kind of off the cuff. That's me being very honest. That's why I do what I do. The music is nothing if I'm singing it to myself in a mirror or if I'm singing to myself in the wall. It's because it's touching people, and I'm grateful for it.
Well, I tell you what, you're touching people globally at the moment. You really, really are. And the numbers are going up too, by the way, which is really, really cool. Now,
Can I tell them about a real quick thing?
Yeah.
And I'm interrupting you. Shame on me, but I'm going to do it. I just want to let them know. I know we're timed, but I have an honesty I want to share with people very quickly. Back in the day, I had acute panic disorder, and that was during 2007, and it literally completely shut off my ability to perform, to do seminar work, to do anything. And out of that, I found faith. Out of that, I found my guitar again. I hadn't picked up my guitar, who was my best friend in years. I hadn't written anything. And so Love Me Out Loud, which is my original album, which is very, very basic and beautiful. That was literally a godsend moment. And so I want people who may be going through that right now, go to my website, catbeach.net, and there's a place on there, there's a Facebook group, but really a place on there where you can anonymously share if you're going through panic or panic attacks or something in that moment. If you're going through it, share it. You don't have to put your name on there, just be anonymous, because I have found that during my journey with that, people don't want to be alone. I found that probably the most valuable thing is to say out loud, yeah, it really sucked. Really miserable. I didn't even walk into an elevator. I mean, I couldn't get on a plane. Now, all of that's gone, so there is life after panic, right? So that's important, but I think it's important to say that now more than ever, because I'm finding that more people are reaching out to me, and I don't want to be quiet. I don't want to do that. I want to really be loud and boldly talk to people about it so they're not afraid. It doesn't make you weak. It just means that you're going through it. And so you want to get to it, you got to go through it. Let's go together.
Now, now I'm going to cut you off because respect here. Believe me, this is going through the roof. I absolutely love what Kat is saying right now. And, well, I'm going to talk to you very, very shortly about the possibility once, and it is a surreal time right now with the COVID virus going on, but I don't foresee this going on for years, for decades, or anything like that. I think there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we might be able to get back to work. You know what I'm saying, Kat? We would like to be able to talk to you about entertaining the thought, maybe, about coming on down to New Zealand. Maybe we could hook you up with Michelle Lee. She's coming. What do you reckon?
Yes! The answer is yes! Yes!
We'll talk about that very...
A stage show!
Absolutely. Now, we'll talk about that very, very shortly. But right now, I think it's time to go to work. What do you reckon? Okay. What do you reckon, Kat? Tell me about go to work.
Go to work. That was... Actually, Ned and I were joking about that one. On so many occasions, I would tell people in my health and wellness classes, and I'm really into fitness and bodybuilding, so I'd be like, just shut your mouth and go to work. Go to work. And on so many occasions, he would say that back to me. So we actually wrote the song about go to work. Here's the interesting thing about go to work: sync licensing deal. I didn't think any of of all the songs I thought may have gotten a sync licensing deal, it wasn't go to work, and they chose go to work and out of Los Angeles. I absolutely laughed. I said, listen, Ned, go to work was the one. He said, oh, it's perfect for, I'm like, okay, Ned. It was written to really tell people, go to work.
There you go. You're right.
For the love of God, let's all go to work.
You're right here live with, of course, Kat Beach at galaxy107fm, and for you guys, go to work. How you feeling, Kat? You need a stiff drink yet?
Good. Sorry, I'm a little bit verbose, but...
All good, all good. And believe me, the platform is for you to use. So, you know, I'm enjoying this. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you. I think it's important. Thank you for allowing me that moment too. I've had so many people reach out to me who are really suffering, to say the least. So, and I hate to see people suffer alone. And, you know, it even just the ability to chat back and forth and laugh a little bit, so valuable to break it up. So thanks.
Absolutely. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. You see, humbly, I'm quickly becoming a fan of your work. As I said, you know, I'm a DJ. I'm also an engineer. And I don't listen to music as a fan would listen to music. I listen to it as a component that I have to work with. But moreover, how an engineer would listen to it, I break it down in its increments. I look for faults. I do.
Yeah.
Thing is, I can't fault your work.
Thank you. Thank you. And as an engineer, I have to say thank you on doubly, because that is thank you. So it's I can pick out my little flaws, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I had a really great team for a large majority of it out of Los Angeles. Really great people. Just really, honestly, I would say it was truly a blessing. Nashville as well, but definitely the group that was my core. Yeah, such a blessing.
Well,
and boy, did they call me, like, my pickers busted. That was hysterical, because that was really pushing me out of I'm not a real country singer. I'm on stage, I'm much more kind of Janis Joplin-y, edgy, rocky. You'll feel all the elements of the multi-genre, but certainly not country. And Dee was one of the writers on My Pickers Busted.
Okay.
And it was a joke. We were basically poking fun at me. As My Pickers Busted, I pick all the wrong men. And you know, I'm single because I pick all the wrong men. And so Dee's like, okay, let's get in there. We got in there with another friend, and it was like a raucous, hysterical time. And then to get the guys, that was done in Nashville. That was funny.
Well, it's up next, so let's...
Oh, is that next? Okay.
Yeah, so we'll talk about this. We will.
It's gonna be great. Oh, Kathy's in honesty.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 3 after 12 o'clock. Yeah, it's lunchtime. So go on, go and have a cold one for a couple of minutes. Go on, yep. And don't tell the boss. If you do, don't tell him that I told you to do it. 27 degrees downtown, absolutely hot outside. It really, really is. And 10 degrees hotter inside here right now with all the computers and everything. Melty is the word. Now, I'm joined, and I'm absolutely humbly, you know, I'm just really elated to be joined by a performer, an artist, a superstar at the quality of Kat Beach. And she's coming out of Florida today. Kat, it is really, really an absolute honour to be able to talk to you about your music and everything that goes and gets involved with your music, because believe me, as I said to you, I first heard you on my car stereo and just couldn't wait, chomping at the bit, if you want to put it like that, to get this done. We needed to get this done, and at the same time we're running out of time and space to be able to get these done this year. Very, very quickly we're running out of year. Actually, it's going to be, you know, we're almost into December, only a couple of days away. Having said that, it is Thanksgiving over there right now, and I really, really humbly thank you for taking the time out on such a special occasion. But tomorrow is Black Friday as well. Are you going to get your boxing gloves on, go in for a bit of sport, do some shopping?
You betcha. I'm going to get on this keyboard right here, and I'm going to do the shopping that people should know. Could you imagine? No, I can't go into the stores and do that on Tuesday. I would probably knock someone out. People are, you know, drop down, drag them dead just to get the baby Yoda. They're like, this is for my child. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened to the love?
Yeah, but
no.
It makes, I mean, you look at Walmart now, that makes for good YouTube watching afterwards, doesn't it?
It does. Matter of fact, what a great idea. You gave me an idea. I'm going to go with my camera. Forget shopping. I'm going to video everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great idea. Look at you. And I'll patch you in. And I'll let you engineer it.
Absolutely, you do that, because believe me, it will be hilarious. I mean, I've seen some wall shot. You know the videos, right? You've seen that.
Oh, yeah. She probably does. It can be a little raucous and slightly that moment where you do.
Yeah.
Anybody who just saw my face, what did that really just happen?
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got to look at some of the outfits they wear as well. Amazing.
It's brilliant. Don't get me started.
You know, you could almost make a song out of some of that, really, to be honest with you. You really could. You know, it only takes her an hour to make a hit song, like, you know, get it started, all this sort of thing, you know. And I've got to let you know, Kat, I talk to a lot of professional artists, a lot of professional people who write songs, work in the industry, and they all come to the same conclusion. You know, the 5-minute song, wrote it on a McDonald's napkin, the best song of the lot. They have the longevity. Now, you tell me that, you know, this is about this and this is about that, and it doesn't take long to write. You know, that scares me. It really does, because I think you're going to be here at Galaxy in the top charts for a long time coming if you're going to produce music like this.
Death? Did you say death? You go
No, I said I think you I think you're going to be a long time in our charts here at Galaxy.
Oh my gosh! Did you see my face? That was such a great moment. You're like, could have been dead. I'm like, no, Grant, that's it. Thank you. I know you're looking around like, did Kat really hear me? No, I did hear you. I sure hope so.
Yeah, you should see the crew around here. They're going, death?
They're probably thinking, did Kat totally lose her mind there?
Yeah,
it's feasible. Kat did lose her mind. No, I hope so. And some of the new music coming out actually is going to be the new. Honestly, what you don't know, and I have not told anybody, so I'm going to say it now, is I moved to Santa Rosa Beach on the Gulf to get away. Literally, everybody wondered. I made the decision within 2 months.
Okay.
I literally picked up and left Nashville after 11 years there to come to the beach area. The Gulf area is 30 days like living on an island. It's really beautiful and everything's very chill. And why? Because I needed to get immensely uncomfortable. And so I suggest everybody do this. If you really want to make some change in your life, get really uncomfortable. It forces the change. It forces uncomfort, but it forces a change. And so that's why I did it. So long story short, in Humorland, to go with you, because I didn't lose my mind, yes, I hope that I can write some music and still stay on your charts. I'd love for your listeners to go on this next journey with me, because this next journey, the music journey, is going to be as raw as it gets, as let it go as it gets. And so that's what I'm known for, except for some of my humorous ones.
Well, you know, Kat, I absolutely love your work and am now very, very excited. I really, really am. Because if you're going to be releasing new music, will you come back? Will you come back and tell us all about each individual song that you're going to do? But we love your work. We want to build a relationship with Kat Beach here at Galaxy. Keep promoting you. Maybe even if you're good enough, you might want to hand us a few CDs, maybe a couple of T-shirts, a bit of, a couple of koozies, whatever, some merch that we could do a giveaway. And believe me, we post all around the world. We posted something into Dortmund, Germany the other day, also to St. Petersburg in Russia, and even Piccadilly Circus in London. We posted something out there the other day as well. So we post stuff all around the world, and we would love, love, love to be able to do a giveaway and keep promoting Kat Beach here at Galaxy. Would you consider that?
You betcha. Absolutely. 100%, not 111%.
Nice.
Not even a question. Absolutely. And I would love to.
Nice.
I'm grateful for the asking. Thank you.
Now, we did discuss very, very quickly about getting you down here, down to the Antipodes to play for us Kiwis here in New Zealand. Maybe, even share you with Australia only because we like their money.
Of course.
Well, New Zealand and Australia, we have this love-hate thing. It's much like the Canadians and the Americans. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Ours is rugby union. It's our sport. You know what I mean? We have the All Blacks. Australia has the Wallabies. Yeah, Wallabies.
Wallaby.
I keep wanting to call them wannabes.
Yeah, right. Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Hey, no joke. I was in the gym the other day, and there was a guy in there doing some really interesting maneuvers, and he does rugby.
Yeah.
He's like, that's my thing. I love rugby, and I play rugby. I said, well, that's great. I mean, he was tough looking, but yeah, go on.
Well, it's like gridiron without pads and a
It
helmet.
was a joke.
Oh yeah.
90 degrees, full on, let's break bones.
Yeah, that's some heavy stuff right there.
It really is.
You don't have your pads, but if you grab the ball is there even like in football, do you even have out of bounds, in bounds?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and we've got it through the sticks, all that sort of thing. The safety officials a number of years ago got really worried, so they gave them football boots with sprigs in it, because they didn't want to have people hurting themselves with bare feet.
Yes. Rugby's tough.
It is, yeah, absolutely, and especially if you sharpen up those sprigs, they can be those cleats can get really.
Hurt.
Oh, I'm giving away a few.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah, I'm giving away a few secrets from my rugby playing days, to be honest with you.
Oh, so you had it. Okay. How do you win in rugby? Well, let's go with your option.
Here's a good one for you. When I went to high school, I played for the high school team. We used to play not only the local towns around, but also on a New Zealand level, on a country level, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right across the road from my high school, right across the road from my rugby football pitch, was a hospital.
That's perfect. And I bet they had a whole lot of rugby athletes in their ER. No, I've seen some stuff. Oh my gosh.
Seen a few
some
there.
Stuff on rugby that, yeah.
Yeah, believe me, those were the days when you used to play the man and, well, there was a ball involved.
A bowling ball? What?
Well, yeah, we used to play the man and, well, there's a ball involved.
Ball, and a ball involved. Oh, there's a bowling ball, yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those were hard days, actually. They really were. It's more civilised these days. You're not allowed to punch each other anymore or grab, places you shouldn't be grabbing. Literally.
Oh, you could do that before?
Oh, we used to anyway.
Why? Oh, that's right, because there probably wasn't anybody, the refs probably weren't going to call you on
that. Yeah, when they used to come down into a scrum, up with either that or a couple in the eyes, something like, just anything to get that ball. And believe me, I was the kind of guy, give me the ball.
Right. I will get that ball, and I don't care what I have to do to get it.
Oh, I was like one of those little hounds.
I'm going to take these cleats, and I'm going
to... Exactly. Believe me, I really, really was. I was just like that. But that's the way we were brought up. Well, I come from one of those families where, you're a manly thing. We had a boxing ring in our backyard.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Dad brought us up not to be afraid of anything.
Oh, I love that.
Besides,
I did a little boxing. I'd say title boxing because I'm not that I was a title boxer, but I wanted to learn. So I hired a boxing coach to learn, and that's some tough stuff.
Yeah,
and it's everything. There's a science to the whole. Forget the jab and forget all of that. There really is a science to really playing the artist. It's pretty interesting.
It really is. It really is. And always stay in the balls of your feet. Always keep up on your toes. But having said that, at the same time...
We're going down a hole, sorry.
Yeah. Having said that, got to admit, there were very little arguments in our family.
And that's because they were afraid.
Well, the old man always used to say, if you're going to have an argument, sort it out in the ring.
Exactly. Y'all take it out back in the ring. Yes.
Exactly. So believe me, there was very little arguments out there. But, we were at the stage where us brothers, there was 4 of us in the family, we used to go and deliberately upset other people just to get them back at our place, to get them in the ring.
Get them in the ring. I tell you what. There's no fear for me when it comes to punching, but if you hit my shin, I don't know what it is about my shin. The punching bags, the big bags, and It's a girl thing. That's a girly.
Okay.
That's my girly side.
Okay, I was going to say I'd have to be very, very small to punch you in the shin.
No, just if you kick me in the shin, if you hurt my shin on any level, we're done. I will fall and crawl out of the ring.
Not good, not good, not at all, really. But I do...
No shame in my game.
Well, I was talking very, very briefly about getting you here in New Zealand, and we a little off track there, but I got to warn you, we are kind of crazy down here, down under, and we do have a few challenges that we give to our artists that we bring to New Zealand and expose them up and down the countryside. Expose is one way of putting it, literally. But we do have a number of challenges that we humbly do here, and one of them is actually a tradition here in New Zealand. The native of New Zealand is actually known as the Maori. And, well, they have a tradition here, and it's still a delicacy today. But have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
I have not. A hoo-hoo grub?
Yeah, literally.
I'm scared to death. Tell me what it is.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll get Barbara to send you the instructional videos of it later on so you know I'm not pulling your leg, but you're familiar with a caterpillar, right?
I am indeed.
Okay. This is like a caterpillar on steroids. Well, you know, it's like a double-decker bus to a mini. It's big, it's white, it's got a black head. And what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head, it's yucky. But when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
I'm sure it is.
Now, I encourage, usually I encourage, alcohol before, mostly during sometimes, believe me, they want to, straight away. And after...
That's at the bottom of a tequila bottle. Do I need to do it? I have to have at least 3 tequila shots before I do what's the hoo-hoo grub? What is it called?
Yeah, it's the peanut butter bug, really. But I got to let you know, the white worm at the bottom of the bottle, mini. It's small.
You got me today. I needed that laugh. Thank you.
These things are, you're South Island. Let's go to the South Island. The west coast of the South Island. Down there is a place called Hokitika that has a wild foods festival. Now, you're familiar with festivals, kids wandering around, candy floss, hot dogs on a stick. Yeah, not there. No, more like kids wandering around with deep fried locusts on a stick or something like that.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to come and do a festival. Hi, I would like to have a deep fried locust, please.
Yeah, you get 2 for $1.
Oh, that's great. I feel so much better now.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to also have tequila before the locust. Here in America, they fry butter.
Okay, well, we do deep fried ice cream.
I always wondered, how on earth do you deep fry butter or ice cream? And somebody finally told me. I thought, well, sounds delicious, but no. But then a deep fried locust, or the special grub bug. I don't know I don't know. As long as I don't eat it, the head. Oh my gracious.
Yeah, Kat, I got to warn you, you won't get fattened arteries from any peanut butter bug.
Great.
You won't, honest, you really won't. But at the same time, we do...
But will I live forever? That's what I want to know.
You'll live till the end.
Whenever that might be. Love that. Good answer.
Exactly. Hey, listen, there's a place down the South Island called Queenstown. Now, Queenstown is a little boutique kind of town, come city. It wants to be a city where all the A-listers from around the world go and hide. You know what I mean? They get away from the wives, from the boyfriends, from the from the paparazzi. Place to take your mates. You got me?
Yep.
Now,
I'm there with.
Shania Twain actually owns property down there, and quite a chunk of it too. Kevin Costner was down there not so long ago before the COVID. Same with Keanu Reeves Tom Cruise, they all go there. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Saying it, well, you never know who you're going to bump into. But I got to be honest, Kat, you don't want to bump into me.
Why not? It would be fabulous. We could go and eat those bugs and...
Well, yeah, we could do the bug thing, but I'm more likely down in Queenstown to throw you off a bridge.
Oh, great. Fabulous. As long as it's into the water and I can swim, I'll deal with it.
We have a thing down there, and the guy that introduced it to New Zealand is a very good friend of mine. We have a thing down there called bungee jumping.
Oh, see, now that's my worst nightmare, but that...
Well, I'll do a tandem with you. What do you reckon?
If we're going to go together.
Yeah, exactly. And believe me, I've done it many, many times, and I've had many people scream in my ear. That's why I'm deaf on one side. I'm pretty sure of it, actually.
I'm absolutely sure, and if you weren't completely deaf, if you bungee jump with me, you will be completely deaf.
Yeah, with the
Don't worry, I'll give you my deaf ear. You'll be right, literally. Just hazard of the job, actually. Wearing cans all my life. Sort of, yeah, one of those things.
I tell you what, everything we got to put our earbuds in so we can't hear half of the shows we go see.
Unfortunately,
Bungee jumping is scary. Come on now, have you really done that though?
yes, many times. And in fact, you're not Australian, so we'll attach the bungee.
Oh yeah. That way I don't have to do a head dive straight in. Okay, great. Thank God I'm not Australian. Okay, I'll go with it.
Look, I got to be honest with you, Kat. I've been a paraglider, a skydiver and parachutist for about almost 40 years. And I would be honoured to throw you out of a very good, perfectly good aeroplane if you want to try.
I would. Now that's something I would do. It would scare me to death. So you would have to literally throw me out and maybe count to 5 and throw me out on 2. But I would do it.
Nice. Well, I tell you what.
As long as I have the parachute, or I saw something the other day with hang gliders. I don't know where it was. It was in not Chile. It was in somewhere. Oh gosh, maybe South America. I don't know where it was, but on television. It was amazing.
Okay.
So
well,
you've done that? You've done the paragliding?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the only thing I haven't done is the the flight suit where you actually spread it out and you get the wings.
Oh yes, where you have those. You
That's
literally are Superman. Yeah, or you know what I mean.
that is the next thing I want to give a go, literally, because that fascinating. I used to do it in the Air Force back in the day, and back then we were forced to do it, if you know what I mean. Very young men back in those days, knees knocking like you wouldn't believe. But
Oh yes.
but then you get a hankering for it, and well, I kept it up over the years and just love it, absolutely love it.
Unreal. I mean, it is something that would scare me to death. Absolutely scare me to death. But I do subscribe to the headspace of do something that scares you to death almost every day.
There you go. Well, you're going to fit right in here in New Zealand. Now, are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
A little bit. I'm familiar with it, but I haven't watched or read as much as most.
Okay, well, based on the books of J.R. Tolkien, Peter Jackson made the movies, of course, the Lord of the Rings, and then all the follow-ons for the books and everything like that. Well, the original set of Lord of the Rings, Hobbiton, the very first, as you see it, very first scenes on it,
Yes.
about an hour and a half away from where we are right now. And, well, the staff will have to take you in there and show you around. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm not allowed to go in.
That's beautiful, though.
Yeah, it is. You can go and visit the Hobbit holes, the party trees, the wishing well, the whole deal. It is absolutely fantastic. But
You never come home.
well, you could. They would kick you out at the end of the day, unfortunately. But they won't allow me in there. That's the problem. You see, well, apparently there's something to do with one of their security carts going missing.
Oh.
It's in the
Well,
lake.
Barbara says it's in the lake. I can't quite remember, but you know, it was
it's in the lake.
yeah, good day had by me anyway. Apparently.
Yes.
Apparently so. What? I don't know what happened, actually.
Yeah.
No joke, though. That's gorgeous.
Well,
everything that
we will take you there.
Beautiful land.
We will take you there, and believe me, we'll take you down to Marlborough, for instance. Now, down there, it's like back in the day when the dinosaurs were walking around. Absolutely stunning. Well, actually, I know there's still a couple of dinosaurs down there. My mum's living down there.
Hope she's not listening. My mom.
More than likely she is, but she's used to me by now, unfortunately. She puts me down, like, well, that's just Grant.
Just Grant.
Yeah, and she does. Yeah, just Grant. She never tells me whether she approves or disapproves, but it's just me.
It's just Grant. Don't you worry, guys. It's just Grant.
Hey, listen, my first day at school, primary school, and this is really weird because Marion Maxwell, who's one of our fans, actually went to school with me. I didn't know this. I really didn't. Barbara came to me one day and she goes, we've got a fan called Marion Maxwell. She comes from the town you were brought up in. She knows you. And I went, who? Anyway, Marion, we've sorted it out. Now, I do know who she is now.
I was going to say, was it the who, like, but who?
Yeah.
Really didn't know?
Yeah, run through all sorts of scenarios. I did the whole gambit. Believe me, who'd that? Oh, you haven't changed the day since back then. Oh, good.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Who?
But believe me, I went to the school and, well, it's just one of these things where people come up to you and go, oh, look, I remember you from, I can't remember somebody from 5 weeks ago.
I mean, much less back in grade school.
It's just one of those, you just, who? I'm in a pub, guy comes up to me, he goes, oh, we went to kindergarten together. I'm going, you're kidding.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. At least he shouted me a beer.
Or you do one of these oh, that's right. How good to see you.
Yeah, do you still pick your nose? Yeah. Still pick your nose?
I've done that a lot, by the way. Not for any of the fans to hear that. If I know you, and I will always be loving. I probably shouldn't have said that loud. Right, no. It's great to see you. Right, who are you? No,
Yeah. The weird one is literally when you're out shopping in public and somebody comes up to you and goes, you're him. Last time I looked, yeah, okay. No.
Indeed I am.
You're him, aren't you? It's like, who's him? You're the guy on Facebook that interviews everybody. Yeah. Gets weird. Now, Barbara was standing at a shopping centre in line waiting to pay the cash out girl, literally, and gets a tap on the shoulder and this lady goes, you're here, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's great.
She did.
Literally. I said to her, how did that feel? How did that feel?
Kind of that shoulders back.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Flick of the yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, folks. I got it. A flick of hair. We have competitions to see if we can get artists to flick their hair. Boom, gotcha.
That's right.
It's just one of these things. Yeah. We hold out for women to do this. You know what I mean?
I can't tell you how many people. My brother has this long, wonderful beard, and he has this long, wonderful hair. And I've told him countless times, Cam. I call him Cambo. I said, you know what, Cambo? I wish I had your hair. Why did I not get your hair? He could flick his. He's got like this. What a great man, too. Anyways, just a side thought.
Well, what it was,
awesome.
What it was, Kat, and I've got to be honest with you, when we first started doing this, and we've been doing this for a number of years now, the crew started saying, those girls that you're interviewing are literally giving you signs. And I'm going, what signs? The bat of the eyelid, the flick of the, what flick of the hair? And we started going through it and watching some of these girls and they're flicking their hair and they're playing. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, I got to join them. Oh, I got it in my hair. Oh.
And it was it was the ladies here that picked it up. The guys didn't even notice, you know what I mean? Like me, oblivious, literally.
Yeah,
We're doing it where the girls are picking up all the body language going, you know, that lady was, nah, really? Yeah, well, silly.
They're like,
You know?
you didn't see the wink? You didn't see the hair
Yeah, exactly.
in the tilt?
So we turned that around and turned it into a competition to see, you know, how long it takes to see if we can actually get somebody to actually do that.
Oh, great. That's great.
Somewhere in the interview, well, what do you know? Look at the hair. There you go. Gotcha. Anyway, getting back to New Zealand, and let's get back to New Zealand because I want to wrap this one up really, really quickly. Have you ever heard of a Zorb?
No, I have not. Azor?
A Zorb. Z-O-R-B.
No, I have not.
Okay, this is fun. Alcohol involved. Believe me, you're going to love this. You really are.
Okay.
It's
I'm sure.
one of my favourite things to do. It really, really is. In a place called Rotorua, we have these big, clear, see-through balls. And we put you in it and roll you down a hill.
That's great.
It really is fun, actually.
By the time you get to the bottom, you're nauseated and your head is
But you see, they have a little bit of water in there so you don't get friction burn. You know, you really do need to be in your bikini, and I look wonderful in a bikini, I've got to be honest with you.
I bet fabulous. And the hair, you can do
You know, you're on my page, really. We put some runners in front of you. Literally, you know, why alcohol? Well, when you run over the runners, the looks on their faces is priceless.
like run over them. You're literally running over the runners.
Like Skittles.
Actually, have fun doing that.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna choose the run over the runners in a big clear ball fall to the worms.
There you go. Well,
I'm going to choose that. Do I get to choose? Do I get to choose my New Zealand experience?
most of these you'll be subjected to anyway. So you know.
Exactly. You don't have a choice.
No.
Cat beats, you're going to have to eat worms and do the Zol.
Well, maybe not worms, but peanut butter bugs. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got to wonder about the mentality of a man handing you a bowl of live worms, bugs. Well, here's a little insight. You don't need to worry about the mentality. It'll be me giving it to you. So believe me, there's no mentality there at all.
That's great. But it'll be me five shots deep into tequila to eat anything that squirms.
Yeah, I can just picture you hovering over the bowl of these things going, which one should I have? My pick is busted.
My finger's busted. I can't write exactly. My finger's busted. Matter of fact, let's do the worms in the clear ball so we get it all done all at once. Ta-da!
Well, absolutely.
Busted.
And believe me, if there's extra liquid in there, don't worry, we got a hose. You'll be right.
All's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm game for anything now.
Cat Beach, tell me all about my pickers busted.
My picker's busted. Okay, so when D-Rock hears this, he'll get a kick out of this. So it was Kelly Schoenfeld, who is a producer in Nashville, and myself. So I wrote the song, teamed up with D-Rock to pull it in a little tighter, and then Kelly Schoenfeld pulled it in a little tighter, and we were just laughing writing it because whoever listens to it is gonna, you can't not. We're poking fun at dating online. We're poking fun at, oh my gosh, this person I know. Oh wow, now I know how I know. Ooh. It's humorous because on so many occasions my picker has been busted. I am not married. I am not dating. But every time I have chosen a man for some funny reason, it seems that my picker has been busted, and I get so much flack, humorous, hysterical flack about it, that we finally decided, let's write the song, My Picker's Busted.
You know, I've got to be honest with you, it is my favourite Cat Beach song. But this relates to a girlfriend I used to have who used to say to me, my give a damn is broken.
Yes, I give a damn spot. Yes.
You're live right here with Cat Beach and my pick is busted. Yeah, true story. I used to say, my give a damn's busted, I'm sorry.
That's good. My give a damn is busted. I could care less. Right. Right, that's funny.
It's true.
You know what? Actually, you know, it's the truth. Trust me, my give a damn has been busted for a very long time.
That's a song.
I think isn't there a song?
Yes.
My give a damn's busted.
Yeah.
Who wrote that?
Oh, that's something, huh?
I'm not
Was
sure.
it?
We,
Oh, who? It's oh, come on. She's no longer on the scene. I mean, she was on the scene
Right.
for a while. She did Redneck Woman. What's her name?
Yeah, hold on.
How am I spacing on her name? I've met her and her ex-husband. What am I? I'm losing my mind. Gretchen Wilson. Gretchen Wilson.
There you go. That's it. Absolutely, you're right.
She like exited the scene.
Yeah.
She was there and then disappeared just as quickly as she came in.
Yeah, well, you know.
She was part of the. God, there was a huge group of them. There were about 4 or 5 guys that were all. Actually, there were 10 of which John Rich and Big and Rich and Gretchen and one other person really shot to the top. Whereas Daniel Horn and some other people who were part of it. Let's see, Jerry Navarro, really great bass player.
Yeah, I know.
They did not. They were all part of it, but they didn't. They didn't go. It was interesting how that. Now you know this is an engineer, so you've seen some people who go and some people who don't. It's really interesting.
Believe me, I see it all the time.
Yeah.
I really do. Listen, the last one we have up is, of course, does this group make?
My yes.
So, but I do have a couple of things that I would love to ask you, especially about new music, because right now it's one of these weird times in world history, if you know what I mean, with this COVID virus thing. You must be either substituting doing live stuff or creating new stuff. Are you recording new stuff? Are you looking at releasing new stuff? What I'm actually heading towards is, will you come back again, release new music with us? And if so, do you need to see a therapist?
In matter of fact, yes. It's going to be very important that I'm with a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and maybe times 3, and a life coach. All 3 of those, and I think I'm going to make it through, Grant. Thanks for asking.
That's cool. That's cool, because one of the artists that I interviewed, who was a very close friend of mine, her name is Randy O'Neill, who happens to be a therapist coming out of New Jersey.
Jersey?
Yeah, hey, I said that to her, she goes, you could be a cab driver.
Yeah, oh God. you just had that extra
Yeah,
accent.
well, you know, Uber. I prefer Uber.
Like, I'm sorry, no, I'm Lyft. Lyft or Uber, but no taxi. Oh, I can hear it. That's so great. I haven't heard my fingers busted in a while. I can hear it.
I'm not lying. I really, really do like that. I think it's my favourite Cat Beach song, really. But yet again, you know, there's another Cat Beach song here that I absolutely adore as well. And we're going to get down to it in depth very, very shortly. But, you know, being a cab driver in New Jersey, literally, it would be the only time anybody would ever whistle at me.
You gotta get what you get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Grant.
Yeah, absolutely, because believe me, I don't have the looks to have people whistle at me often.
Come on, that's baloney to you.
It's true.
Oh, wait, Grant, wait.
Oh. That's another 10 in the bin. Go on.
Right, it's a little flick and I whacked the microphone. I did like an exclamation point. Great.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I really, really do. Now, Kat, at the same time, now with being, this COVID thing is kind of it's a major issue globally and a global effect. It really, really is. And people in, for instance, Italy and all the way through Europe and stuff like this, huge numbers, including America right now. Canada, talking to a Canadian the other day, up to 700 people a day in parts of Canada that are contracting this disease. You said it yourself, that you've had it yourself. I'm so pleased that you've come through the other end, because there's so many that isn't right now. You know what I mean? It is taking its toll on humanity. Now, while this is going on, I presume right now you're not doing a lot of touring, you're not doing a lot of performing, so therefore I would say that maybe you're just knuckling down a little bit and might be doing some new music, putting it together. Are you recording new stuff right now?
Interestingly enough, I'm writing. I'm writing, and I'm allowing myself to go through. There are lots of different elements of, and you know this, especially in engineering and music. There are different elements and times in your cycle of writing and music, and whether it's to be recorded or whether you're out touring. So yes, I'm not touring, and COVID's really knocked a lot of people to their knees. And because I had COVID and made it through, thank heavens, and I've seen some people not, it's opened my eyes to something that is very scary, to say the very least. I was the one who had the I can't smell or taste, because I was in New York City during the time when it broke out. I was in business in New York City, and I came back 7 days later, and I lost it for 18 to 20 days. It was really awful. And coming out of that, I've had some of those post-COVID moments that are happening with me, smelling like burning smell, metallic smell, and it's or taste, pardon me, and it's scary. So all of those moments have brought up fear. The last 4 months have been interesting because I moved out of Nashville to come to the water, as I said earlier, so that I could get uncomfortable. And what the objective was to get uncomfortable enough to start to hit here. For people listening, music is very interesting in that it's it's different for everybody. For me, it's about making a difference, sending a message. And when you get blocked, or when you get into the machine of music for doing it for the reason of the machine as opposed to doing it for the message, and there's nothing wrong with any of those moments. I'm not going to dog anybody on that. But for me personally, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not writing it. And so I have moved. I'm about 5 minutes from feet in the sand, and I've been walking in the sand every day. I have been watching. I've been listening. I've been picking up my guitar. I have been writing. I've been blocked and then coming out of the block. There are lots of little things that are coming across my grid. Don't ask me how I am. That's a hook that's coming across. That'll be a song, so listen for that. Don't ask me how I am. Family trees coming out again. There are a lot of different pieces that I'm starting to look at. Anger and gratitude, and those are polar opposite moments, but they're coming out. And so I'm actually incredibly nervous and excited about what I'm going to write, because it's not going to be the average, or I shouldn't say average, the common thing that you will hear from me, which is kind of a country blues experience. One of them has hip hop, R&B. So I have a rapper, R&B, and me. So you put all those pieces together, and it's about addiction. Because my biggest fear for America and beyond is that after this is all done, what we're really going to be dealing with on the very deepest level, and on a level that we're going to have to really dig deep to understand that no matter what socioeconomic place you come from, addiction will knock you down to your knees. And there are a lot of people right now who are finding solace in a bottle, okay? And I am not judging. I will never be the one to judge, but whether it's a bottle of alcohol or it's a little orange bottle of pharmaceuticals or whatever is your deal, people are finding solace in it because the fear is real, it's honest. And so I want to write about that, and Family Tree is one of them. And it's interesting, and the reason I have chosen to put a rapper, R&B, and myself together is because it really shows on so many different levels. And it's a very interesting song. So when you hear it, you're going to go, whoa, because even I'm like, what, where is it coming from? And I'm actually picking something from the past and bringing it to my current. Because I want people to know they're not alone and that there's a way to fight through all of this. Because that really, Grant, I really believe that's what we're dealing with. After COVID is dealt with, because at one point it will be dealt with, the question is, what is after that? Who are we after that? And when you look in the mirror, what happens? And it's our job. Right now, our job is to kind of have the foresight and say, what do they need to hear to get past that moment of loss? That's in my belief system. When they're at the end, like my song, You're Given Road. You know, at the end of the day, no matter how low you go, it's never too late to let go and just go up. You can make this happen. So it's that's what I'm doing, Grant. So right now I'm writing. I'm picking a couple pieces from the past, and I'm trying to feel. Is that strange to say? I'm trying to feel right now and allow that to come through.
I totally understand that. I really do. Now, as long as you're not going to write a song about a DJ.
No, I'm gonna try not to, Grant, but I might.
Yeah. Don't know whether you sell a record or two, but you know, the DJ said so.
Go to the top of the charts. Don't freak out. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll call it the DJ said so or something like that.
I love it. Hey. Who's done it lately? Something new.
Well, actually, I was on a rock video just a couple of weeks ago, to be very honest. But here's something for you. A friend of mine coming out of Norway manages a band called Viking Queen, and we are very, very tight. In fact, he did the original score for Lord of the Rings, which is an interesting thing. Since then, too, he's passed the song on to other friends of mine who was literally, they adapted it to their own kind of style of country music, and was literally, once they brought it out, almost 5 weeks here at Galaxy on the #1 on the country charts. You know what I mean? So, believe me, Gay Miranda, stunning man in his own right, can sing the hell out of anything, but writes amazing tracks as well, writes amazing music. And soon he's actually passing a song on to Alina Ray, who was also an ISSA award winner.
Yep, indeed.
And also a very, very close friend of ours. We love Alina to bits. Now, having said that, one Saturday I was sitting, we have a sort of a smoko room, a common room where we can sit down on the couch, just relax, turn on TV, watch anything, sit back, play with your phone, if so, you know what I mean? And Barbara was with me on the couch, and I'm sitting there going through Facebook actually, and I went, well, that's an interesting looking character. So I pressed like, and then I text him on SMS, short message service, you know what I mean? Hi, and he goes, who the hell are you and what the do you want?
What a great opening.
Yeah, who the hell are you and what the do you want? And I said, well, I'm just a humble DJ. I kind of like your music. Just wondering if you would allow me to play it on my radio station. Well, you know what? We actually became very, very close friends. Very, very close friends. In fact, Tim and I are tight now. He comes out of Canada, and he actually does a ZZ Top tribute kind of deal as well. He's got one of these, stunning guy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And energy to burn. It's such a positive man. He really, really is. Anyway, I introduced him to my friends in Norway, and we were talking just vicariously one day. I said, do you remember the Charleston? 100 years ago, the Charleston was the #1 in the charts. And they both went, oh, yeah, well, we don't remember the Charleston, but we kind of remember the Charleston. I said, yeah, well, the Charleston was actually a dance, but it had its own original music to it, right? And they went, yeah.
Yes.
And I said, 100 years ago, now you guys are metal bands, right? What for a laugh, why don't you put a bit of the Charleston in the hook of a song? You know what I mean? Now, they both looked at each other, they looked at me. they laughed at me and they went, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. Well, actually, Tim is actually still trying to figure that one out as we speak, to be very honest. He just won't let it go, but it's not working for him. You know what I mean? So,
what if you slowed it down a little, or sped it up, pardon me? You could.
You could.
Don't get me engineer. Yeah, you could.
It's all about how you approach this deal, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's about your mind. It's a puzzle. How to figure it out. And you start. Now, I've actually challenged a huge amount of bands over the last number of months with the same thing about the Charleston. Can you fit that into a song? Because it's a hook that everybody knows but doesn't want to admit to. Literally. But everybody knows it. Could you imagine it?
Now that you threw that at me, and since I have such a huge line dance group, you threw it at everybody else, I might just try to put something. That's actually a great idea.
Think about it. Yeah, absolutely.
I like twisting different pieces. And quite frankly, when you twist the different elements together, you're not going to expect it, but you're going to go, whoa, when it happens.
There's your creative juices working already. Now, these guys said no, but my second choice was, what about a Christmas song?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They both looked at each other and went, leave it with us. Well, what do you know? They came up with something. They knocked it literally out of the park. Absolutely stunning song. It really is. Called Christmas in the North. The only thing wrong with it is Tim, my friend, that said, who the are you, wanted me to do the video introducing it, which now is on the video and you can YouTube it everywhere. You know, my point to that is, don't ever get me to put it on a video. You'll never sell a single track.
Oh, come on.
You won't.
Fibber. No. So you literally are introducing it on the video?
Yeah.
Verbally?
Yeah.
What?
I
gotta go look it up.
I'll get Barbara to send it to you.
That to me.
Yeah, I'll get Barbara to send it. Literally. Because believe me, I do. And these guys did such a great job. Now, let's think about this, Kat. The Charleston. Can you adapt?
I'm going to take that as a challenge.
Do that.
I'm going to take this as a challenge because the answer is maybe I can. Maybe I can.
Okay, so maybe very shortly in the very near future you might surprise me and say, Grant, challenge me.
You know what? Yes. And quite frankly, that is actually how Does This Groove Make My Butt Look Big? That's how that came along, was a challenge just like that. That's what makes it so funny. You know what? I'm going to write that in my phone right now so I do not forget.
There you go.
While I live, I'm putting it in my special music notes.
There you go. There you go.
Seriously, why not?
These guys in New Zealand are nuts, aren't they?
They are.
They're crazy. They come up with all sorts of things. Who would have thunk the Charleston?
Yeah.
OMG.
And who would have thunk that it might do something really? What if you put it in the bridge or at the end of just the Charleston at the end of a hook?
Yeah, exactly.
Or even start it with the Charleston. I don't know. Let's see what happened.
There you go.
Flub around with it. I love that.
Yeah.
I like doing stuff that's completely off the edge.
Yeah, absolutely. And believe me, Kat, I think it's a worthy challenge.
Never give Cat Beach a challenge because she'll throw it back at you. I'll do it. I tell you what, if I actually write the song with the Charleston, get it recorded, and there's a dance to it, will you dance publicly to the song?
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes.
There's your challenge
You
back.
can be
As long as you don't mind
Johnson.
an epileptic on the dance floor, it's fine.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen, Grant, you and I'll be together. When the girls told me my harmony vocalists who were they could out-sing me around the block and blow the roof off a church, they said, Kat, listen, we have to do the dance. I said, we have to do the dance? She said, yes, we have to do the dance because they choreographed the dance to these songs. And I said, okay, we're going to learn it. So we took the time to learn it. And when I was live and ready to rock and roll, I don't know what happened, but I just completely blanked. And they're doing it, and I'm looking over at them. I don't know what type of dance thing I did, but I probably look like an epileptic. So we're probably going to be the same.
You know, Kat, if I wasn't married, I'd say we're perfect for each other, to be honest with you. But the voice in my head says I'm not allowed. She's my wife.
Right, you can't.
And the beauty about that too, Kat, by the way, is she lucks out every woman I've spoken to, you know, the voice in your head, where she should be, all that sort of thing. But she lucked out because they pay her to do that.
Exactly. They pay her to be there.
Legally. Fantastic. She's got...
It's legally right now. She said, yes, you will, so you have to get up and do the test.
There you go. Yes, she did.
You have no choice now, Gran. Now I love a good challenge.
Yep.
Well, okay, I will take
Oh,
that.
you're going to have to do it too. I see you back there. I'm going to make you dance it too.
Now, I'm getting a little cat out of the bag. See, we both know Michelle Lee. When Michelle, and we would absolutely entertain the idea of hooking you up with Michelle, doing a show here together. And also, we've got Emery Shea coming and D-Rock. So it's family now. You'll be comfortable, right? We are going to be doing this. But you see, I don't know whether Barbara's ever said this to you or not, but her favourite Michelle Lee song is actually Black Ink. And she's going to be singing it with Michelle on stage.
I can't
Oh, she'd say that. That is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm trying to not only get her tattooed, but encourage this.
But encourage it.
Yeah. Look, I've been trying to get her tattooed for years, so don't worry about that one. Yeah.
By the time she gets up on, you've got time, Barb. Listen, when is she coming in town?
We
In
don't
2021,
know.
you got time for some black ink.
22, most
Yep,
probably.
absolutely,
20,
absolutely.
22.
At the same time, Kat, you see, if she's going to do that with Michelle Lee, and you're going to be performing on the same stage, yes, I will dance with you.
Awesome. See, we win. It's a win-win all the way around.
Absolutely.
We're all going to be acting.
Hey, Barb, when in doubt, just get one of those things. If you really don't want to be tatted, you just do what I've done on several photo shoots and get those things where you put them on and it looks like you got it, but you really don't.
It's henna.
All right.
Yeah, get one of those.
Just the train.
Get one of those henna ones. Yeah, that's cheating.
Okay, it's cheating. I was trying to help.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get it branded. Don't worry. You know, there's a certain part of her body that I would certainly like to have it branded. You know, derriere is a good word, or butt. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the A word, but butt's a good word. Does this groove make my butt look big? That's a hell of a question. I'm not going to answer it. You tell me all about it.
Every time I hear this song, listen, that song, it has an awesome story to it, but I will say that we actually remixed it to a dance hit too, and I added a Latin, a friend of mine, because you and I just spoke about me being at Fox. Chris Crane at Fox is a music producer for Fox in Miami, and I said, Chris, listen, I need you to remix this as a dance hit, and I need you to bring a Latin rapper. And he said, it was like a dead pause, Grant. He goes, what? I said, I hear it in my head. He goes, well, Kat, there's lots of things you hear in your head. A Latin rapper, does this group? I said, I promise you, just do what you do, Chris. He did a couple of remixes for Madonna back in the day. So just imagine that kind of headspace. And I said, I don't care what you do. Just find me somebody who's I need Spanish in it. Just trust me. Because in South America, it's really, you're proud of having a fanny. You're proud of having a bum. So anyways, so he did that. It was really great. The original song itself, I am in Los Angeles, and I am with Leland Sklar, so the iconic Leland Sklar bass player, who, by the way, as you were talking about ZZ Top, looks like ZZ Top. So Leland Sklar started with James Taylor, Fire and Rain. Was on the road with Phil Collins, Toto. He's played on everybody from Joni Mitchell all the way forward. Incredible bass player and one of my closest friends. And he he was in the middle. I don't know. I think we were in the middle of Love Me Out Loud. That or Get After It. I know it was Love Me Out Loud, original album, and we were just shooting the shit. Pardon my French. We were just shooting in the studio. And he goes, you know, I've always wanted to write this song because women always are wondering if their butt looks big. And he said, you know what? I've always just wanted to write the song. Does this groove make my butt look big? Not does this dress. Not my. And so we're joking. Haha. You can't imagine because Lee is just slapstick humor that way. And like, for instance, the book that he has just came out, Everybody Loves Me, on the back, it's everybody flipping him off. So he's got everybody from Steve Lukather to Barbara Streisand, everybody in between flipping him off. So that's his new book that's out. Anyways, so I'm like, that's so great. And so I sat on it for about 4 years, and then Sally Garcia, who is a great songwriter in Nashville and singer, and at the time we were writing together, and I said, I just really, you know, Lee's going to come in town because he was coming in town to play on somebody else's album and was going to tail that trip and play on 3 songs of mine. I said, I just want to do Does This Groove Make My Butt Look Big? And so she did a huge portion of the writing on that. Sally did a really great job. And we shocked Lee because he was not expecting anybody to do it. And that's what we wrote it. And in the middle of it, you'll hear Lee Sklar. So anybody listening right now, if you look up Leland Sklar and look his discography up, I mean, he's got maybe 30 to 40, maybe 50 pages of songs he's done. It's look about it, ridiculous and a tremendously talented soul, but just so lax and laid back. And anyway, so I asked him in the beginning, and Dan, who was playing guitar, I said, will you do just say something in the middle? I don't know, I just want a verbal, like something about, you know, you saw yourself in the mirror and your butt looks huge, or just something. And he just got in there and played in the studio, and it was funny. No joke. Whatever he said, we just caught it. We recorded it and put it on the track. But really blessed for that one because it's funny. It's a kick in the pants, you know. It's, you know, all big music, big boom. That is the most fun song to perform. I love that one.
I got to agree with you, and believe me, I'm loving the song myself. We have such a huge reaction to it here at Galaxy. It's just unreal. 1,837 people so far have requested this song since we've been playing it. Believe me, it is an absolute winner here at Galaxy. So, does this group make my butt look big? Here's Cat Beach. How you feeling, Cat?
That's the good stuff. I feel great.
Nice.
It's been a long time since I actually told that story.
Awesome. So we will wrap it up from here, but don't go anywhere just yet because you'll get a copy of everything we do. As I said right from the start, I'll apologise up front. We take a couple of crazy photos for multimedia purposes. You know what I mean? And they are crazy photos. Plus we do a very, very quick little shout out that we put on our website, and when I tell you the amount of people that are hooked in right now listening, you'll understand, you know, having it on the website, they go there first, right there on the homepage, they go and find out who you are, and before you know it, you've got another 5,000, you know, Facebook fans.
Love it.
Okay?
Love it. Well, yeah.
It's all about promoting you,
I
because...
appreciate you guys. This is fun for me.
Nice.
And you guys are great.
Yeah,
This has been a fun interview. It's rare when you just have a really good time.
I told you it's not going to be like the regular interviews that you get.
Robert Gillies
You served it up, Grant. You were right.
Nice. Robert Gillies.
Yeah.
Again, Robert. Kia ora, bro. Nice to have you back.
Worms and all types of fun stuff.
Yeah. Oh, look, we haven't even scratched the iceberg yet. Believe me.
Oh, no.
We're crazy. We are crazy here.
The backside of a plane the minute you said eat the head of a worm. I'm thinking, we're done.
Although there's
As
a
long as
plane
you didn't
involved.
say we're going to swim with the great whites, Kat.
No, but I tell you, do you like fishing?
You know what? I love deep sea fishing, but I can't do it. Isn't that weird? I like fishing, but I love one of my favorite things to do is deep sea fish, but I can't for some funny reason. My equilibrium can't handle it. Isn't that weird?
That's a shame because you see, our Prime Minister, who happens to be a woman, absolute prettiest leader in the world right now, I've got to be honest with you, she really is.
Yeah.
Her name's Jacinda Ardern, check her out. Got a smile that just doesn't stop. But her husband Clark, he's a charter boat fisherman, and he goes big game fishing, and he's a good friend of ours.
Oh.
You know, so
that would be fun, and that's real fishing.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We go out for marlin and you name it.
That's hard. That's tough. That when I say real fishing, that's the tough stuff.
But
And
you know,
I'll be down underneath as green as
like
grass,
Yep.
wishing there was something that could get me through. I love it. I don't know why my body does what it does, but oh well.
3 minutes across the bar and you'll be going, can't see land anymore.
Cat is going to now be chum. Throw her overboard.
The answer is no. And believe me, that will always be the answer when it comes to questions of that. You know what I mean? No.
Of course not.
Love. Yeah. No, not big. No, not at all. Cat Beach, it has been an absolute pleasure having you here at Galaxy. Will you please come back again?
Grant, you betcha I will. You betcha. I've had a great time. This has been a wonderful Thanksgiving afternoon for me because this has been a very unique, awesome, and when I say unique, I mean that with big love, interview. I've enjoyed every second of it. Thank you.
Cat Beach, right here at Galaxy 107 FM.